Hi guys and welcome to this year's gift guide. If you haven't seen last year's one, I'm trying my best not to repeat myself. So if you go down below, I've got that down below as well. So if you want some further inspiration, there's that. And I've also got linked down below my personal Christmas wish list as well. So if you want to see the things that I'm wanting this year, you can go have a read of that one. But first of all, let's talk about what a gift is. Now, a gift for me, or I like to also think I pride myself on being a good gift giver. A gift for me is something that somebody would want but they would never buy themselves, and or can be both, has to be one, is practical, because I just hate the idea of wasting my money, basically. I don't want me to, I'd rather put time and thought into a present than just buy something just for the tradition of buying someone something and then it just sitting there and never being used. So, and I think we should be the same, because you know, you've earned that cash and you're deciding to spend it on someone, so you know, make sure that they use it. And yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna start with a nifty little idea I've got for if you've got quite a lot of people to buy for and you get them lots of little things. So that could be people that you work with or people you go to school with, or sort of if you have a sort of association that you're part of that all give like little gifts. I think buying a beauty advent calendar, I've personally bought this one for myself, so I'm not going to be giving any of these bits as presents, but I thought it'd be a really great idea if you say, buy this, which has got 24 sort of sample size things in. You could obviously split it up between, I don't know, 10 people, and there'd be 2 each and then a couple spare. This one in particular is from M&S, and also if you're sort of, it's really getting close to Christmas, I should imagine a lot of these be going on sale. In number 1 there was Philip Kingsley's Elasticizer, and in number 2 there was a cuticle cream by Burt's Bees, and although maybe these presents don't necessarily go together, this one in particular has like fragrances, it has nail varnishes, it has makeup, hair care, body care, skin care. Like, it's a really good range of all the brands that they sell in M&S, so I actually think this is a really nice set. And you could either say, I'm sure there'll be another hair bit that you could pop with this, or another Burt's Bees bit that you could pop with this. Also, this costs £25, which, you know, isn't that expensive. It's basically £1 each, is what this works out at, because it's 24. So, anyway, I thought that would be a nice idea if you've got quite a few people to buy for. Another thing I think would be really great to buy someone if they are into makeup is a brush set. Now, you could split these up between people, or you can give a whole one. This one is the Real Techniques Christmas one this year. Personally, I think the case is really gross, and particularly, well, it's like white, so it's going to get dirty, but that's, you know, another thing. But it comes with a set of 5 brushes, and you could say buy a blusher to go with this one and buy an eyeshadow to go with this one and stuff like that. Or equally, you could just give the whole set together. Gift sets at Boots in particular are going on sale like every single week. I believe every Thursday it changes the set that's on offer, so keep your eyes peeled if you see something that either you'd want to give someone as a whole or split up. I would keep an eye on those. If you have their app, they update you, they send you a notification every time that it goes live, the new offer, so that's handy too if you wanted to hook yourself up to that one. You also get extra coupons as well if you have their app, fun fact. But yeah, moving on to more sort of body gifts, I suppose. The first one I've got is these lavender bath salts by Neal's Yard. I bought these personally for myself, but you could 100% give them as a really, really nice gift. If you know somebody who either just really likes baths, or you know needs to relax, for want of a better word, or needs help sleeping, I think you can get one. Oh, imagine giving this with like, I don't know, like a sleepy time tea or something, maybe, or like a chamomile tea, like a nice loose leaf tea. I reckon this would be like a really, really nice present. I think this whole tub is about £15, and then you could buy a nice tea that will probably round it up to about 20. If that's something in your budget, I think that would be a really, really nice gift if you know somebody that just needs to pamper themselves. Another thing, PS, right, Mitch, if you're watching this, I always appreciate that you watch my videos, but can you stop and watch from this point onwards? I'll give you a second. Right, I hope he's gone, because another thing which will be fantastic, which I'm giving him, is candles. Now, this is the candle I've got Mitch. It smells so good. I can't tell you how good this candle smells. It's by Rituals. It's sweet orange and cedarwood, and it smells like a sexy man, basically. Oh my god, I can't get enough. My mum was here with me when I bought it, and she was like, you want to keep that for yourself, don't you? The answer is yes. I'm so close to buying this candle for myself. It's, because it's got the sweet orange in, it's kind of a Christmassy scent, but not so like chock full of cinnamon and nutmeg, making your house smell like, I don't know, something Christmassy gross. But because it's got that orange in it, it's kind of like wintry, but it's not, you can use it after Christmas and it not be weird. But yeah, this smells amazing. And I think Rituals are actually quite a looked over brand. Like, they're so a little bit more expensive than Soap and Glory, which is a brand that if you've ever watched a video of mine, you quite clearly know I love. But yeah, I think this candle was about £20 and its burn time's I think 50 hours. I think it said somewhere in the box, yes, 50 hours, so it's gonna last him a little while. And anyway, I just think candles, if you know somebody, again, who just likes to relax or likes to take some me time, I think these are really, really nice gifts. Also, Diptyque, obviously, are a great brand, and their mini candles are £20 and they're really nice too. Hi Mitch, you're back in the room. Anyway, right, let's move on to actually, before we move on to makeup bits, whilst we're still on sort of like being calm, if you've got someone big to buy something for, I reckon this would be a really nice present. This is the Lumie light. If you know somebody who struggles, i.e. me, to get up in the mornings, particularly when it's dark, or suffers, I think it's called SAD, this light, this alarm clock slowly lights up as you wake up. It like starts to slowly light up so you don't wake up in complete darkness. And for someone like me, who the earliest that I have to be in work is 6:30 in the morning, it's a real struggle sometimes, and like particularly the UK is just pretty grey all day round. All day round? Yeah, let's go with all day round. So yeah, something like this can be actually really, really useful for somebody, particularly if they work, say, something like nights or odd shifts. I think it's a really nice present. Anyway, moving on to beauty gifts. I've got 3 lipsticks to talk about, all varying in price ranges. The first one being the Rimmel The Only One lipstick. I have the shade 200, it's a keeper. This lipstick range is fairly new, so if you know somebody who's really into beauty, there may be a chance that they haven't got around to this, because I want to say this lipstick's only been out for about a month. But yeah, I really, really like this formula. I also love the other formulas by them, particularly like the matte Kate Moss ones. I think those are really nice. And these are around £5–6, so you could easily get them on a 3 for 2, or buy them on their own. They're not crazy expensive, and actually if you have somebody like, say, in a Secret Santa or something, I think these would be really nice. Moving up in price range, I've got MAC lipsticks. This is the lipstick I've actually got on right now. This is the MAC Viva Glam Miley Cyrus lipstick. Now, may I point you in the direction of Viva Glam in general if you're thinking of buying someone a MAC gift, because they're a charity and every single penny that you spend goes towards their AIDS charity, which obviously I think is a really great cause, and you know, you're getting a really good quality lipstick out of it. So that's definitely something I want to point you in the direction of. I've also already done a blog post about charity lipsticks that I own down below, so if you're feeling about giving someone something and doing good at the same time, have a read of those, and they're also all lipsticks that I like as well. So yeah, they usually do a gift set around Christmas as well. This is the bright pink one, which I have reviewed. I believe that Miley Cyrus has brought in a second one this year, which is like a red, which will also go really nice for Christmas. And I know Ariana Grande is going to be their next 2016 girl, but that won't be out yet. So yeah, anyway, that's the one that's out this year, but they also have, I think, 6 in their permanent range from years gone by. I want to say Viva Glam 1 is like a really nice blood red, which was fronted by RuPaul, which is very nice. Anyway, moving on to my top shelf lipstick choice. This is a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I think this one is Amazing Grace, which is a sort of like blushy nude. These lipsticks are fantastic. This is from the Matte Revolution range. She also has another range which isn't matte as well. I think these are around £23, which is a similar price to, say, YSL or Chanel, which are both also brands that I would recommend too if you wanted to give a really nice lipstick gift. I mean, if you really wanted to go for it, you could go for Tom Ford, which are over £30, but which my Tom Ford lipstick I love, but you know, there's not so many people you're buying a £30 lipstick for. Anyway, but these are really great too. So yes, I would recommend all of those wholeheartedly, obviously depending on what you can afford. Moving on to palettes, I have a couple that I want to talk about. First up, this is the Smashbox Shapematters palette, and the reason that I'm recommending this one is it covers basically the majority of your powder needs. It's got brows, it's got sort of contouring, and it's got 9 eyeshadows as well. I got this on offer for £27. I don't know if Boots will put it back on offer again or not. If not, and if that's out of your price range anyway, fear not. Sleek and Collection do I'm knocking it out of the park with face palettes in the drugstore at the moment. Collection have recently brought out a whole bunch of them, and I want to say they're all less than a £5. And Sleek have been slaying the palette game for a very long time. Their sort of contour kit's very, very nice and well loved, so if you wanted something like that, those exist at a cheaper price too. Also, Elf is another brand. If you live in Cardiff, I believe there's an Elf shop. But if you don't, you could order it online, no problem. But yeah, and then moving on to eyeshadow palettes. One thing that I think would be a nice idea is if you know if somebody has their own MAC palette, helping them along with that one or buying them one would be nice. This big one here, I believe the case is £20. Equally, you could buy like a Z palette or a Z palette depending on what part of the world you're from, and they can put in whatever they want. But this is MAC's own one. Either you can also get it in a quad of 4 or a thing of 2, obviously depending how generous you want to be. But yeah, so that I think is a really great idea. As I said, there's also the Z palette, so if you don't want to get the MAC branded one, or if you want them to buy other shadows too, that's an option for you. I've got another option here. This is the Perfect 10 by Soap & Glory. They brought one out last year. I want to say just their gift sets in general, but I want to particularly highlight their makeup gift sets. I think they're really, really nice and always overlooked by the beauty community. Their bath and body ones everybody loves. But anyway, so this one I think is £16, and it's sort of a pinky toned this year eyeshadow palette. You get 10 shadows in there. The majority of them are either shimmer or satin, but there are a couple mattes in there, and I just think it's a really nice eyeshadow palette and the quality is really nice, particularly for the price. But there is something cheaper that I want to recommend as well. You probably know that I love the Lorac Pro palette. Here's what it looks like. It's a line of mattes and a line of shimmers, and I've, as you may be able to tell, have beaten this thing to death. But also, if you live in the UK, this is A, hard to get hold of, and B, I want to say it's around $40. So even if you can get a hold of it, it may not necessarily be something that you want to buy everybody because we're not all rich. Anyway, there's an alternative which I found. I have recommended and likened a few other palettes to it before, but this one is straight up a copy of it, and I want to say it's $6.99, if not $8.99. It's 100% under a tenner. This is a brand called Makeup Revolution, and it's new to larger Superdrug stores, and this is called the Iconic Pro, and hang on. That's what it looks like. Let me hold it up to the... It's literally exactly the same shades, more or less. It's like an exact copy, and I want to say the shadows really aren't that bad. Yeah, they're not as pigmented, but they blend very nicely and you can build them up no problem. And yeah, I would say this is a genuine option, and they also do a whole ton of palettes too. So if those aren't a shade range that you were looking for and you wanted to get something else, I reckon this is a brand to have a look at because they're really nice. And now I've got a few little tips and tricks that I wanted to share with you. I think sometimes you can get really overwhelmed with wanting to get someone something. I think you need to think about what that type of person is. For example, you could have somebody who's really focused on buying themselves nice things for their home, so something like candles, or say the Aesop Hand-Wash I think would be a really nice present for somebody who would really appreciate it, who wants sort of like nice cushions and nice things in their house, or even get them really nice, like, I don't know, utensils. If you know somebody who's just moved to a new house and they want to build a nice place or a nice space for themselves, I think that's a really nice present. But you could have somebody who really wants to travel. If you know somebody who wants to learn a new language, I think pushing them in the right direction by getting them a phrase book or something like that, I think can really help people, because if it's there, then they'll probably do it. Also, tour books are really great. I don't know if it's Kinfolk or Serial. It's definitely one of the two. They've made a tour book, is that the right phrase? For New York anyway. So if you know somebody particularly that's going there, I think that would be a really, really nice present, because I can't remember if it's Kinfolk or Serial for the life of me, but they make obviously beautiful publications, so I think it would be lovely. But yeah, as I said last year, I'm always a bit dubious about buying people stuff that is very seasonal appropriate, like particularly to Christmas. I think the example I gave is if you buy a Christmas pudding hat for someone, they've probably got a week to wear it, which is true. So with stuff like that, I think stuff like candles or chocolates and all that stuff, you know, they're almost like perishables. They're going to be used up and that's fine. But yeah, I would always think try and find something that's got a practicality about it, particularly if it's Christmas themed. Like, for example, a Christmas mug is fine because you can use that all year round, and yeah, maybe you'll have a little bit of a laugh about it in August when you're drinking out of Father Christmas, but you know, people would still use it, no problem. I've got my video from last year down below if you're still after any more inspiration, and I've got my personal wish list up on my blog as well. I hope you are having a fantastic festive season, and I hope you're not getting too overwhelmed with everything that comes along with it. Yeah, so I hope you're having fun. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm also doing Snapmas. This is going up on December 1st, so this is the first day. If you want to see me open the other 22 out of this calendar, I'll be doing that over on my Snapchat, which is just plain and simple Alice Thomas. I've also got Instagram, and I've got Twitter, which is Alice Thomas with 2 extra S's on the end. But yeah, so I look forward to seeing you over on those, and thanks so much for watching. I shall see you soon. Bye guys!